I just accidentally bought 9,000 shares of it and it had 44-cent spread and was immediately down 7,000 American dollars. I didn't know what to do. Welcome to another week of live trading. This is for the month of April. This was from a couple of weeks ago, posting a little bit late, but spoiler alert, this was a pretty frustrating week. First trade to kick off, I did the TUP. This gap down on news about the company's ability to grow. Huge gap, about 40%, so felt like it could go either direction. Started getting bought, so after the 2-minute completed, I decided to try it long over the bar's high. Off to a good start. It was immediately up almost an hour until the price just fell from 154 to 142 in a flash. I couldn't believe it. Got stopped out beyond my stop, so lost more than an R on it. And this typically happens either from a lack of orders or there's an extreme imbalance, so very unfortunate. Then I put in an order for the EBS long, which gapped up from a benchmark upgrade, but didn't end up triggering, never broke out. Then went after the LU. This wasn't a gap, just a scalp watch that was breaking down. Sell setup on the hourly, targeted the prior low, and followed through nicely. Then I came across the OUST, downtrend on the daily and selling off, fraction basing for lower on the intraday. Not really expecting a big move here. Down a lot already this morning, but shorted it off the really tight base. Got filled what I could and tried to add more on the way down as it stair-stepped lower. And covered it as it started to drop on volume since it was also down a lot on the daily. Interesting for a flip now, tried it long on E-Trade since I had short orders ready to go on TOS in case it wanted to continue lower, but never really got the pop I was looking for into the close, and that was the day. Tuesday, first trade was the Hexo. This had a huge rally yesterday from a potential buyout from Tilray and gapped down today right into yesterday's low. Now the issue is that it wasn't clearing support on the daily, but if it works, it should end up breaking it. So I tried it as a 1-2-3 on the 2-minute. It was a bit pricey to locate and very difficult to get filled on, so tried to add to it as it set up a 1-2-3-4 on the 5, but no fills. It was following through nicely, but I had trouble breaking support and started to bounce off of it, which was my only issue with this trade. So I checked the Tilray, the other cannabis stock, to see what that was doing and noticed it was popping as well, which is not a good sign. So I have no idea why. As it formed a sell setup, I decided to add and reduce to it because it ended up failing. Then I did the LU long, which was the scalp from yesterday, gapped up today and caught some of the pop into the 200 on the hourly there. And then noticed that it was still holding up, staying bullish, so got back in it on the buy setup off the pullback, but didn't work this time and gave back some profit. Then the TEL, which bottomed on the daily, transitioning and triggering a 1-2-3, breakout on the intraday, caught a little bit off the pop for a quick scalp, then got involved in the OUST, the penny stock that's been getting sold off all last week, had a faction brace on the intraday, shorted it for a breakdown into the prior day's low. Then Wish, also a penny stock, sold off today before the reverse split that's happening tomorrow, had a base breakdown on the intraday on the 5 with a shakeout, but didn't really follow through much, and that was the day. Now the next day is where I fucked up. So the Wish, the last trade from yesterday, I forgot to change the symbol in my order box. So at the open, I meant to buy the NCMI, which is a penny stock, but I got the Wish instead. And remember I told you they were doing the reverse split today? Boom! I just accidentally bought 9,000 shares of it and it had 44-cent spread and was immediately down 7,000 American dollars. I didn't know what to do because with this spread, if it goes in the wrong direction, I can lose in the tens and thousands of dollars. So I had to calm myself down and just try to read the level 2 price action on it. It wasn't doing much volume, so I couldn't just dump all 9,000 shares at once. So what I did was, every time I saw the bid come up or the spread tighten up, I tried to exit 1,000 shares at a time at the best possible price I can find. And after all was said and done, I ended up just losing about $2,000 on it, which is not bad at all. I'll definitely take that because this could have been a total disaster. But starting the morning down 4 Rs, we still have a whole day ahead of us. Time to move on from it and get to work. YVR was another penny stock I was watching alongside the NCMI, both gapping up on high volume, tried some above the 5-minute high low for a breakout for a quick pop, but was pretty spready as you can see by the whippiness, so couldn't get a good exit on it, even on a nice pop. Then X4 was a gap up clearing resistance on the daily, has room to the 200, it is coming from a pop from yesterday, but still looks higher. Got enough to buy setup on the 2-minute, not a lot of shares on the bid and the ask, couple cent spread, but made about an R over the pop. Then couldn't find or get anything going until the afternoon. I came across the KMX sell setup on the 15 minute. I usually wait for a secondary entry on something like this since I don't have time frame alignment on the 5, but I got in early because it was a clean pullback, and now looking back, I guess I was just getting desperate for a trade because look at that horrible hourly. Of course, didn't work out and gave back that R I just made. Then NKLA, grinding lower and making new lows on the daily, wasn't moving much but scalped it for a few cents till it got stuck at $1. Then the HLYN, which was similar, sold off this morning and based into the afternoon, caught the breakdown, got some decent follow through, and got back 2 Rs between the two. Then I went back to the NKLA, hoping it'll break the dollar since it did base there, which it ended up doing and saving the day. Thank goodness. Yeah, I can't be making these dumb mistakes. I should have been up over 5 Rs today, and I probably wouldn't have taken that bad KMX trade, but glad that I recovered. Thursday, I tried the JZXN at the open, penny stock that was moving in the pre-market on decent volume, gapped up over the 20 on the daily, so tried the breakout on the 2 minute, only for a quick pop since it was into a lot of resistance. Then got some paper cuts trying to scalp some of the other penny stocks. Got involved in the NKLA again. Looked like it was going to break $1 again today, but didn't end up going, so got stuck in it for 36,000 shares that I had to keep watching now. And they got some more paper cuts trying to scalp some of the other penny stocks, CS being one of them, which was the only one that started to follow through for me a bit. Then ended up having to kill that NKLA for a loss because it flipped. Then the blue, you're my boy Blue, which gapped up and popped this morning, reversing the breakdown on the daily. Had a base breakout off the 5, so tried it long here. Nice ignited bar to start to move. So as it set up a 1, 2, 3 on the 5, I decided to trail tight below that prior bar's low since nothing seemed to be falling through much this morning and ended up trailing out. Then the V-Ray was the big gapper this morning. Was really difficult to get filled on, but tried it short on the breakdown, trying to add to it on the way down. This would have been the moneymaker today, but just couldn't get much shares, unfortunately. Other than that, pretty slow day overall. Friday, there wasn't much of a list. Didn't do much other than some of the items on my carryover list from this trading week, like the CS, which was getting bought into the 20 on the daily. So scalped it as a 1, 2, 3 on the 2 minute at the open. Then saw the V-Ray gap down again today and shorted it as a base breakdown on the 5 minute. But what was different about it today was that I was actually getting shares filled and was up an R, was looking great until it flipped on me pretty good and ended up being down about 2 Rs on it. No wonder I was getting filled, right? Then the rest of the day was pretty much just a ping pong match between the scalps, just a lot of back and forth with not much follow through. So ending the week on a red day. So tough week for me. Made some mistakes, had some slow days. Now you have to understand that this is 32 and a half hours of trading I did, all edited down. So a lot of these hours, it was just me watching paint dry pretty much. But ending the week up a bit. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions. As always, I appreciate you for being here, and I hope to see you on the next one.